And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the much-awaited round 3 of our Swiss rounds here at the 2018 Pokemon Malaysia VGC Regionals here at Damen Mall, USJ, Malaysia. So, today, for your casters, I am Aklif, and this is...
Ashiki Anjaya.
Oh, Shaggy, where are you from?
Indonesia.
Wow, you came so far just to commentate with us, right?
Of course.
Yes. Thank you, Shaggy. So... either way, we've gone through. We've seen two very exciting matches in the past 2 rounds.
Yeah.
We had Benjamin who won last, and Wei-Wen who won the previous who won round 2, right?
So 2 Singaporeans won.
Yeah, 2 Singaporeans. So today for our round 3, we have RF Erzani Ramli, or more commonly known as AEZ, versus
Alistair Sandover from Australia.
Oh, great! So yeah, by the way, RF is from Malaysia, so he's a local. So let's talk a bit about the accolades. So what about Alistair? What has he achieved so far?
So he has been cutting several tournaments, and also for the Oceania Championship points ladder, he's right now currently on the 5th. Ooh. So really close to the day 2 invite, and also a travel award.
So he's gunning for that top 4,
yeah,
is it?
He's going for the top 4 for the Pokemon World Championships.
Alright.
And also he has been onto the Malaysia before in the special championship, special
Open,
and also has reached become the finalist before.
Oh, alright, so that's cool. So for RFAEZ Erzani Ramli, he is also a little bit of a, as we like to call it, artis tempatan here in Malaysia. He has his biggest accolade is winning 1 regionals in 2016. But before we go on, let's talk about their team. So RF is running Gardevoir, Incineroar, Aegislash, Tapu Fini, Amoonguss, and Landorus T. What about Alistair?
Alistair is bringing his Metagross, Tyranitar, Tapu Lele, Zapdos, Landorus T, and also it should be...
It's a Gastrodon.
Gastrodon.
It's a Gastrodon in the bottom corner there.
Yes.
Although it's not seen. But it doesn't matter because both players here are going with 2-0 in the current tournament record, and if they secure a 3-0, it's going to be very easy for them, or it should be easier for them to go into the top cut.
Yes, of course, especially these 2 players are they have achieved something, especially in this VGC.
In the season, yeah.
And also a fun fact that Arif Ramli also played TCG, I believe.
Yeah, he does play TCG.
He also came to the Indonesia for a TCG Regional Championship, but today he is playing as a VGC player.
Correct. So Arif here flexing both his arms in VGC and TCG. But let's look at a bit of the team. So Alistair's team here is very interesting. He has what possibly could be 2 different Megas, Mega Metagross and Mega Tyranitar. Now usually in this case one would expect a Mega Metagross and in just a normal Tyranitar, but you could see the sand options here being not only the Tyranitar but the Landorus and the Gastrodon also being able to abuse that sand.
Yes, abuse that sand with the L power or with the Earthquake usually.
Basically they have a much more favorable matchup. So Gastrodon usually is for against the Rain matchup.
Yes, and also Alistair using a Rain team before when he reached the finals of the Malaysian Open, so he's pretty fond of weather team. I believe
different weather teams.
Last time is Rain, now is Sand. And really looking forward on how he play his Sand team. And also on AEZ team, we have the Gardevoir and also Tapu Fini combo.
Yeah. So
usually Gardevoir has the set up Trick Room and also Tapu Fini.
So we can also see that on Arif's side, he is there could be also possibly slow team because you could see there's an Aegislash, there's an Amoonguss there for the Spore support.
Trick Room.
Yeah, and the Trick Room possibly coming from the Gardevoir, which is a very safe assumption to make. So in this case, I suppose it's hard. I would say that Incineroar would play a good role against especially the Tyranitar and the Metagross, but the problem with Lando T and Gastrodon potentially countering the Incineroar might be a big problem for Arif.
Yes, and right now for the leads we have a Gardevoir and also Gardevoir and also Incineroar and Landorus and also Metagross from Alistair's side. And Gardevoir's race is going to be the clear body. So
well, it doesn't really matter.
It
would have been nice if it copied the Intimidate to get further
Intimidate onto the
Landorus, yeah. But unfortunately, it traced the clear body instead. So either way, here what I'm looking is that of course Arif has the fake out pressure here. He can choose to fake out
Metagross.
It should be the Metagross to prevent the KO or straight onto the Gardevoir. But there's also a chance that Landorus might just go for a rogue Earthquake, protect and then just Earthquake.
Yes, and Protect Earthquake is also a very safe choice for Alistair in this kind of situation. And you know, Metagross can also opt for a switch if he predicts a switch from Arif from Ramley's side. But the Gardevoir right now is not in a really safe position, especially against these two Landorus and also a Metagross. But decides to keep on with the
so he wants to stay in, Mega Evolves that Metagross, and if he has Iron Head, then he definitely will go and KO. But no, Gardevoir actually not even Mega Evolving, going for the Protect Scouting.
And the fake out onto the Landorus.
So it's a safe bet. But actually going for the Stomping Tantrum, predicting a Protect on from the Gardevoir straight into the Incineroar, and because actually that's a crit. I'm not sure whether it mattered, but due to the fact that
it's clear body,
yeah, it's clear body, so it did not get the intimidate. Did not get its attack reduced. So unfortunately, Arif very early into the game, going 3v4 now.
Yes, and so opting for another Landorus, so -2 on Alice's
Alice's
and also
Landorus.
-1 on the Metagross right now because there's no more clear body. The ability has been changed to the top loss, which actually in favor more for attack boosted by 30% of move
physical contact.
Yeah, physical contact.
Alright, so either way, what we see now is I don't think that that Arif's Gardevoir here is still in a good position. It probably has to switch out, and the Mega Metagross from Alistair's side really playing a big role in threatening almost all of Arif's team, be it the Gardevoir, the Incineroar, and if it has Zen Headbutt, it can hit the Amoonguss.
Yes, Amoonguss, and also probably he will bring an Edge Slash at the back. It's a good matchup against his team.
Yeah, he needs the Aegis Slash to counter against the
Metagross.
But the thing is, like,
also Tapu Lele.
Yeah, correct. That's one thing. But like that will also expose it to, unfortunately, the Tyranta.
But decides to stand on the Gardevoir. Gardevoir uses Protect again, but it
failed.
failed. But the U-turn from the Landorus going onto the Gardevoir, going to switch back into a more favorable Pokemon.
Possibly into a Zapdos, maybe just so that you can soak up the Earthquake.
Yep.
Now Arif here, like, choosing not to Mega Evolve Gardevoir, unsure whether it is supposed to Mega Evolve or not. I'm not too sure. But oh no, actually going for the Gastrodon, so it will get hit, but more damage will be hit onto his own Gardevoir, especially since the fact that it did not Mega Evolve.
And it's also not telepathy Pokemon.
Yeah, it's not telepathy, so Gardevoir taking a lot of damage from its partner Landorus here, so
and actually that's like a pretty huge damage from the Landorus, so it's a potential.
It could potentially show that it's very highly invested, or could be choice banded. We don't know here, but the fact that for RF, the fact that he didn't even Mega Evolve is a big mystery, to be honest.
And so right now going for the Zapdos, not going to get any damage. Probably doesn't want to get any damage from the Earthquake, and right now Gardevoir decides to Mega Evolve.
Finally decides to Mega Evolve. It's Death Bit and going for another Protect. Being super, but the thing is that he wants to go for another Earthquake, so he has to Protect. But the issue I have right now with this problem is that he is just allowing his Gardevoir to be so passive.
Yes, and there's actually a Mega Pokemon, but he decides to pick up the KO onto the Gastrodon.
Wait a minute. Did he just KO a Gastrodon with an Earthquake, double targeted and not even a crit?
Yep.
So this is probably banded.
Yeah.
Max attack choice banded. I mean, you don't just KO Gastrodons with Earthquakes.
Yep, it's not that. Especially Gastrodon is a very bulky Pokemon, so probably Alistair will take into account that this Landorus Terran is probably banded. But right now Gardevoir is in a really bad position. I don't know if he just
being incredibly passive and hasn't even launched a single Hyper Voice or a Trick Room. So I feel that RF is just letting his Gardevoir go to waste in this match.
I'm not sure what he's thinking, but Gardevoir can probably he just want to remove the Gardevoir as soon as possible. So a potential switch from the Landorus here, going for something at the back.
Yeah, he has to switch out
right now. And so probably after this turn, if the Gardevoir decides to pick up a KO, and so the Landorus can goes in again and gives off the Incineroar to the Landorus. But the U-turn will pick up the KO.
So this also reveals that it is a choice scarf, since Landorus is I'm sorry, Gardevoir is naturally faster.
Yep.
But the fact that there could be, you could also argue that because if Gardevoir runs Trick Room, then it doesn't have as much speed.
Yep. But you know, it's just a potential. It's not like a fixed one. But here's the tailwind from Zapdos side. So will the speed of the Alistair's Pokemon will be twice for the next 3
Now he'll be
turns.
able to outspeed. Okay, outspeeding the Aegislash isn't an issue. It's outspeeding the Landorus, which is a big thing.
Yes, the Landorus coming in, going for the Intimidate onto the once again onto the Metagross -1, and
You
also
can just protect this turn though.
Yep, and you know, like if we predict it right that Landorus is bringing a choice band, you know, you don't want to spam Earthquake, especially
Potentially you want a Rock Slide.
Yep. Rockstar, especially your beside is a super effect.
It's
weak to ground.
at least
type.
you can hit the Zapdos, you know.
Zapdos.
And you won't hit your partner.
And you know, you need to take into account that your move will be locked, so probably you want to attack the Thundurus, attack that quite
Zapdos.
effective against the Zapdos,
Yeah.
Metagross, and also the Pokemon at the back, which is the Landorus at the back.
Yeah, so it's like he's forced to go Rock Slide this turn.
yes, and the Protect probably wants to scout, but the Heat Wave from the Zapdos going to connect onto these two Pokemon.
No
super
White Guard
effective
coming from the Aegislash.
critical
Actually,
hit and a burn.
Ooh, it's a crit and a burn.
Double burn!
Double burn! Ooh.
And the Rock Slide's going to connect, probably connecting onto these two Pokemon.
Maybe this is like divine punishment for him earthquaking his own Gardevoir. So next time he tries it, it will reduce the damage.
And the Shadow Ball onto the protected Metagross. But you know, probably
it's
uphill battle for.
It's pretty
Arif.
much a lost cause here for Arif in match 1. It's going to be incredibly difficult. I don't think he's able to play back. He needs to just go into round 2 and from the ground up, make sure that his Gardevoir does a lot more work, play more with, I think, more with the Trick Room, yeah.
Especially as we see the Zapdos is going for the
Heat Wave, yeah, the Tailwind.
no, the Tailwind. So probably most of the Pokemon is going for the fast side, a faster type of Pokemon. And the Iron Head will connect onto the Metagross. That's picks up the KO. Heat Wave will finish it off.
Yeah, just finish
both
up.
of these two Pokemon. And Alistair will take round 1 in this
He'll
third
take
round of
game
series.
1.
Sorry, game 1. Yeah, game 1. So we have a game, we have a round, we have round and match is the same, right? We have a game and we have match.
Yeah, so this is the game. So this is a game 1. Match and round would more or less be the same. It's just that because, like, you know, this is round 3 of the Swiss round. So
Round 3 of the Swiss round. Okay.
So that's
But I think Arif needs to make some adjustments, especially the God of War is not looking that good, especially with the
allowing it to be so passive and
Yes.
earthquaking itself without even it mega evolving. Like Arif, I understand that shiny Gardevoir, when it mega evolves, there's a black funeral dress, but it doesn't mean it's going to its own funeral.
yes, and also not only a funeral dress that is a bit fat.
No, it's just flowy.
It's
Alright,
flowing,
it blooms, okay?
But probably like a Tapu Fini will have a better matchup against these two Pokemon, against Alistair's Pokemon. Can counters off.
It's a soft counter against the Landorus, of course. But like the thing is with the
and also
and the Tyranitar, yeah. But the issue here is that there could be, you know, thunderbolts raining down from the Zapdos onto the Tapu Fini.
Yeah, but you still have Landorus on the back, so you can use it to counter the Zapdos. And Alistair has chosen his Pokemon, probably having his time. He has his time to choose, especially with his overwhelming on this first game. He's quite confident on what will he bring onto this game 2.
Yeah, RFA really has to consider. I think here the Aegislash does play a role. He needs to the thing about RF's team is he needs to position itself a lot because the thing about his Mega Gardevoir is that it can't stand toe to toe, especially against a Mega Metagross. Not yet. It needs to chip it. It needs to defeat. It needs to damage it enough first. So I think here another thing is if he wants to bring in, if he could lead with his own Landorus turn 1.
Yeah, he can lead with the Landorus and also I don't know, probably it's at the back just to switch with
or if he wants
pivoting with the Intimidate.
Yeah, he needs to cycle because like think about the Metagross. As long as it's in a normal form, it intimidates will not affect it because of his clear body.
But probably with when it's Mega Evolving, the Intimidate will take into account onto these Pokemon. And so right now we have the leads again, Landorus and also Metagross. No change from Alice's side. And Arif Ramli decides to change a bit with the Edge Slash and also Landris.
Yeah, so here, Arif here going arguably for a more offensive but bulkier kind of a playstyle, because here, Shadow Ball here definitely threatens the Mega Metagross, but it has to remember that, of course, the Earthquake from the Landorus like might just hurt itself even more. So
yes, and also not to mention that Metagross has also a Stomping Tantrum.
yeah, the Stomping Tantrum. But here's the thing: if it does use Stomping Tantrum into the King's Shield, it only reduces its own attack.
Yep. So Metagross can switch up for a switch up, but a Protect just want to see.
Just
scout things out a bit, and Landorus using Earth Power.
Meaning there's Earth Power
onto the Edge Slash, super effective damage. And the U-turn decides to switch onto the Elantris slot and going for another Pokemon at the back.
Ouch! That with that Earth Power, unfortunately, it means that as you can see, it took just an incredible amount of damage, the Edge Slash, and because of that, it's at risk of being KO'd the next turn, because that Earth Power alone did 75% damage.
Wow,
30%.
that's like a lot of damage. And once again, it's a good turn that Alice doesn't want Mega Evolve right now. So the stats from the internet that's not lowered onto the Metagross. But you know, it's like, oh, can we see the Ghost Gym Z from the Edge Slash? So probably going for the Metagross.
Definitely. I'm assuming it does, but like it depends if he predicted whether or not the Metagross will protect. Because if he hit the Landorus, it'll be fine as well.
Yep. Never-ending nightmare with the shiny onto the Metagross, so protected.
But this is good. Okay, the fact that it's not evolved could not make evolve could deal a little bit more damage, but it's definitely not enough to pick up the KO thanks to the protect.
But that's 50% damage,
it's like more than 50. It's like 60%.
Yeah. And right now, Metagross. Landorus is in a pretty good position, especially we kind of predict that it's a Choice Scarf, so it's the fastest Pokemon on the field.
Oh, it definitely was Choice Scarf.
Even though with the Fake Out pressure, if he decides to go for the Metagross, Landorus can pick up KO.
Here's the thing, if he doesn't aim for the Landorus, Earth Power is just gonna hit both of his Pokemon, and
any of his two.
Yeah, he's gonna KO his Edge Slash. If he goes for the Fake Out onto the Metagross, onto the Landorus, then the Metagross gets the Stomping Tantrum off.
So it's not when we see the switch, probably wants to keep that special Landorus with changing with Asanda, which is the Zapdos. Metagross also being switched.
Double switch out coming from Alistair here. Okay, but I think he's banking on the fact he goes for a Fake Out and then a King's Shield. But because actually going to Shadow Ball onto the Gastrodon, but as you know, its special defense allows it to just soak it up very easily. This turn could be a Tailwind turn because it's pretty safe for it to go for a Tailwind, because the fact that Arif might be afraid and go for the King's Shield, and Incineroar can't do a lot of damage this turn.
Yeah, Incineroar can go for a potential knockoff usually onto the the Zapdos, or even the Gastrodon is a very fair turn for these knockoff, or even he can just switch a Pokemon at the back so he has more momentum.
Possibly, he could also do that. Now the issue is that he definitely goes for
King Shield.
King Shield. He does not want to take any more unnecessary damage. But here's the thing, this allows the Zapdos to go for a free Tailwind.
Oh, but Thunderbolt is going on to the
and a knockoff. This should knock off the Berry, and actually almost picks up KO, but the Scout should pick up the KO here onto actually no, because of the Assault Vest. Sorry, yeah,
it's probably Assault Vest. As we see, it's really bulky against Thunderbolt and also the Scout, and usually Incineroar only brings Assault Vest or Pinch Bear, or sometimes Fire Rim Z.
Yeah,
Fire Rim Z. So probably if we don't see the Fire Rim Z,
it's definitely the Assault. From the amount of damage it took from both Pokemon, both the Thunderbolt and the Scout, definitely shows that it is indeed an Assault Vest. So it depends here. Here he definitely needs to switch in some. That should pick up the KO, because the Edge Slash was not especially defensive. You can see because how much damage it took from the Earth Power here. Going for another knockoff, predicting a switch maybe, I'm not too sure. But
even though if it's not a switch, it's still like a clean hit onto the Gastrodon, which which threatens the Incineroar.
Okay, another thing is that here, he can very easily set up Tailwind, honestly. Okay, but if he sets up Tailwind, then Trick Room can come out from the Gardevoir.
So yep, the Gardevoir right now is a pretty.
It's
a
decent position.
It's a very decent position rather than the turn before.
Yeah,
from the
game before. Yeah.
Game before. So the Intimidate is going on to the Incineroar, and the Gardevoir also gets the Intimidate. So
yep. So actually, like the Trace finally going into good effect.
You know, but oh yeah, it's a fact. But right now, Gardevoir, he can attack.
He can go for a Trick Room, honestly.
Is it a he or she? It's she.
It's a she. Okay.
She can attack.
My apologies for.
Our apologies.
Yeah. For misgendering it. However, I think a Trick Room is very effective here because of the fact that if he at the back has, let's say, a Mungus, then he can. Oh no, actually he has Landorus, but it still works in his favor because most of the Pokemon on Alistair's side is all faster because he has the Mega Metagross. He can set up Tailwind with the Zapdos, and you know, and Landorus is of course naturally quite fast. It's Choice Scarf, I remember.
And Gardevoir decides to go off and probably potentially going for the Trick Room. And Hidden Power.
Revealing Hidden Power. Is this Hidden Power?
Hidden Power.
It's actually Hidden Power
Ice.
Wow. That's a prediction right into it. But no, actually going for a Hyper Voice instead of a Trick Room.
100-volt and that's
not something that I would highly recommend, but okay. Yeah, so I honestly felt Trick Room was the best option there because then it would give his own Landorus more leeway to attack, and the fact that because he can just pound on with the Hyper Voice, dealing massive amounts of damage, as you see.
Yep. And so right now, Gardevoir is still pretty much in a safe position, but we do not need. We need
not
to,
exactly because
at the back we have the Mega Metagross.
Yeah.
She needs to take care of.
Yeah, if he does not set up Trick Room now, then it's going to be incredibly hard for RF to win. He can still pull it through. I think what he needs to do is switch out Landorus into his. I think at the back was a Incineroar. Just sack the Incineroar. Actually, it doesn't matter.
Yes,
he can sack the Incineroar if he wants to, and then go for a Trick Room. And actually, unfortunate there, the Rock Slide missing.
The Rock Slide still connects onto the Zapdos, fixing up the KO.
Yeah.
And we'll see if the Gardevoir decides to Hyper Voice again.
I don't understand why RF is doing this. Like,
but picks up the KO.
Okay, never mind.
Picks up the KO.
So this definitely gets him into a much more favorable position since the fact that we now know that the Landorus is special attacker and Gardevoir has much better special bulk. Therefore, it should be able to easily survive Earth Power.
And wow, even though we do not.
I would have to, because we didn't expect the Hyper Voice to kill Metagross. However, like, let's not forget.
But it's not a Mega Metagross.
It's not Mega, and it was single target. So so I suppose it is to be expected.
But yeah, and the match is forfeited. So we are right now 1-1.
1-1. RF here bringing it back, just screaming his way through a victory.
Even though we thought that I mean that from the beginning, his position was not that good until the moment that he uses the Hyper Voice.
Yeah.
And picks up the KO onto the Metagross, and that's when you know he locked the game. He will win that game. But on the turn before, it's like it's
much safer.
50-50.
Yeah.
And it's actually more to the Alistair side that probably Alistair Souls have the control over the game.
It would have been safer for him just to go for that Trick Room because it was a very good opportunity for him, and he can abuse it much better compared to Alistair, because Alistair, like I said, Alistair has the Scarf, Lando, he has the very fast Metagross, and the Zapdos can't really do much against either Pokemon.
But then again, it's Arif's team. Arif knows as well.
We don't know what's going on in that. What's the thought process going on through his very artistic minds. As we say, he is the artistopatan.
And as he chooses the moves and as he chooses the Pokemon, it turns out to be a pretty a good choice. And right now, Alistair,
he made the right choice with the Pokemon already. Yeah.
He thinks a bit more against Arif's.
Yeah, Alistair here probably may not want to bring in Gastrodon. Like, it was alright for him to bring Gastrodon because he wanted to check the Incineroar a little bit better. Yes. But the key on Alistair's side here is definitely the Landorus and the Mega Metagross.
Yes, and also not to mention the Aegislash. Edge Slash with the Z move can 50% damage onto the Metagross. 55% damage.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. So definitely for RF, his key Pokemon is he needs his Aegis Slash to pick up the KOs onto like the Mega Metagross, and then his Mega Gardevoir can start wringing havoc. So as you can see, same leads I think. Landorus and Metagross I think. Yep.
So we have the same leads again between these, same as the game 2, but probably we need to see the Alistairs a bit, set up.
Yeah, in a little bit. So he can
choice of moves.
Yeah. So once again, he can go for a fake out onto the Lando. I feel a fake out to Lando is completely fine, and then go for the Ghostium Z onto the Metagross. But the only thing that could screw up this move is if he switches into the Tyranitar, but I don't expect Allister to bring Tyranitar in this matchup.
Yes, especially we have the Landorus at the back. We have the Incineroar, which is potentially having a low kick as well.
Could have low kick.
Low kick. We have the Tapu Fini, which hasn't ring. But
switching on actually the Lando, I think that is the Zapdos. Okay, so
the adjustment is right now he switched directly onto the Landos, and also the
double
Metagross,
switch actually.
Double switch.
So
probably wants to get off that Z.
Yeah, the Z move. Just wants to burn the Z move.
Burn the Z move, the fake out onto the
onto the
Zapdos.
I assume it hits into the Gastrodon slot.
Yep.
Because it was the Mega Metagross there. Yeah, the Mega Metagross or the un-Mega Metagross yet.
And the Z move is going to come on, the animation going to set up.
So here
sword and also the
here the never-ending nightmare where Aegis Slash launches off. Where RF launches off his legions of fans to bring down his opponent.
And with that 1,000 hands, that never-ending nightmare picks up the
possibly should be able. Oh, does not actually. Yeah, because it was specially defensive.
And also restore the Wiki Bear. So that really good adjustment by Allister here.
Very good switch into there. But RF, I think RF that was the best choice he could have. That was the safest choice he could have made into that slot. He might as well, if he doesn't hit the Mega Metagross, hit something at the back for an insane amount of damage. But we know that Allister must preserve the Mega Metagross in order to simply combat against the Mega Gardevoir.
And also actually, it's a pretty good matchup against any other Pokemon that he has.
Yeah.
Like Incineroar with the Stomping Tantrum, and also against the Landorus, which usually brings Ice Punch.
Correct, yeah. Landorus, some Landorus choose to, but usually if you bring Ice Punch, you give up Zen Headbutt. Yep. So it depends. Like Mega Metagross does suffer from a bit of 4 move slot syndrome.
But then again, a really great coverage.
Yeah. You want the coverage instead, because Psychic doesn't really hit much. It's just that it gives you a little bit over an edge over, let's say, poison types.
But then again, he has Tapu Lele.
Yeah.
Wants the abuse from that.
Why would he go? Okay, here's the thing. He went for a knockoff onto the Gastrodon, whose item has already been consumed.
Probably predicting a switch.
What were we predicting to though? The only thing is, let's say the Landorus. No, he can knock off a Mega Stone.
Yeah, he can knock off Mega Stone. So
and, like Metagross has 4 arms. He holds on to that Mega Stone really hard.
So probably knock off onto the Thundurus.
The Zapdos.
I read it Thunder, so I was like, oh, Thundurus. I was like,
just gentle reminder, this is VGC 2018, 17-18. That was 2015-16 during the time of Thundurus, okay?
Now it's Zapdos time.
Yeah.
So the internet going to come off on these 2 special attackers Pokemon. Doesn't really get into effect with the Thunderbolt predicting right onto the
It's alright because
it's alright.
It still can do a lot of damage. So here I'm pretty sure that the Shadow Ball should be able to KO. Unless it's incredibly defensive, but it should be enough to pick it up. Yep. So that prevents any sort of excess damage going onto his Landorus. Yep. So that was very important for RF here.
And Landorus is going south from Allister's side, is going to intimidate onto RF's Landorus, which we have seen it's a physical.
Band. Yeah, it's a choice band.
It's a physical and choice band. Rather than on the other side is a special side.
It's a special. So, but here's the thing. Allister's Landorus could go for a hidden power ice onto the Landorus right now, which is going to be a bit of a pickle for RF, because like if he takes, let's say, a heat wave and if he takes a heat wave and then the hidden power ice, it's just gonna KO his Landorus. Sorry. So here I think he just switch up and possibly bring in Gardevoir.
Yes, and especially after the Landers, we know that it's a potential choice scarf. And
It is definitely
if
choice
it's
scarf.
locked, like if it's locked
Into
with
hidden power ice. Yeah,
so it's
then
quite
it's
nice.
much more favorable. Yeah.
Yeah, but Thunders is being
actually
sent back with going for the Metagross again.
But possibly predicting a Gardevoir switch in. But actually, no switches coming from
Other side.
yeah, from other side. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Rock Slide from Landorus here. Okay, having a little bit of technical error here, but I am pretty sure that it's going to be a Rock Slide from Landorus into the into both Pokemon. Or you know, if he has other moves like say U-turn, then he can do it too. But like I said, because he expects the Trick Room, he expects the Gardevoir to come out. Alistair expecting the Gardevoir, therefore that's why he brought his Metagross distant.
Okay, so
actually U-turning into the into the
Incineroar.
Incineroar. Okay, it's a fair call. It's a fair call. So what could happen here is that
Fake out.
yeah, he definitely wants to fake. I think, like I said, this is basically a repeat of turn 1. So he can fake out the Landorus.
Or actually just go for an attack.
No, he needs to fake out at least one Pokemon instant because he's not as fast as them. So he needs to prevent excess damage from coming in. So I would say faking out.
But for example, if one of the Pokemon that he predicts is right switch into another Pokemon, into the Landorus, for example, goes for Flare Blitz, for example, that's like. Switch into another Pokemon. Wouldn't that be better?
I wouldn't say so because the Earth Power from Landorus hits really hard. That's a problem.
And yeah, it's Choice Scarf as well.
Yeah.
But the fake out again onto the Landorus, so preventing, and the Stomping Tantrum going to connect onto the
Incineroar. Yeah, actually not even a fake out there because an Earth Power is gonna KO his AG slash because we saw it in the last game. Actually, going first, interesting. Shadow Ball not gonna KO.
Not gonna KO onto the Metagross.
Yeah, definitely not gonna KO.
But still survives, and at the back we still have another Pokemon, and you know the Landorus is not locked yet.
Yeah, so he definitely faked out into the Landorus. So now he has his own Landorus. So this gives him a little bit more breathing thing because HP Ice definitely does not kill. He can go for a Rock Slide. Oh, but there's a little bit of an issue here going on. If he goes for the Hidden Power Ice and then the double target coming from the Metagross, definitely kills the Landorus, the RS Landorus.
You know, but I think just now the fake out will be apparent if it's going to the Metagross. But you know, Metagross can just go for a protect, so
yeah, correct.
Yeah. And you don't want to miss that turn. Just fake out to the protected Pokemon, and then you get a ton of damage from the Landorus. So so it's like a 50-50, but
I'm expecting a Rock Slide possibly. Actually switching out. Okay, fair.
Onto the Thundurus.
Zapdos, my friend, Zapdos.
I read Thunder, so it's
okay. Actually going for Earth Power, wanting to definitely knock out the Aegislash, but I think Aegislash has definitely done its job here.
Yep. And also no King Shield, and the Rock Slide is going to connect onto both of these two Pokemon really hard. No
crits, no need for extra damage from Choice Band, because here Gardevoir can come in. Gardevoir sets up Trick Room. RF wins the game. Let's hope that he actually does set up Trick Room this time.
If he doesn't set up the Trick Room, I don't know what to say, because especially the Landorus now is already locked into Rock Slide.
Yeah, but it's fine. Being it locked into Rock Slide is the best move it can, honestly, right now. Yeah.
But Trick Room.
Yeah, he needs a Trick Room instant.
If if he does not have Trick Room properly.
I'm pretty sure he has Trick Room. Pretty sure. I mean, like
we see his team composition. If it's a correct or predicted Gardevoir, it should have a Trick Room.
Possibly, yeah. Here's the thing. If indeed Arif is our artist tempatan, then he would want to play with his own rules, of course. Right. So you will definitely have a Trick Room. Okay, no, that's just fair assumption from my part. And here.
And Gardevoir Mega Ball.
Going Mega Evolving, putting on the performance dress this time.
The black robe.
Yeah. And let's see him go for a
Earth Power.
Yep, Earth Power definitely, because that's the only thing he can do because it's Choice Scarf. Not as much damage. Rock Slide, oof, and Avoid. Oh, that was poor. But it's still fine. It's still fine because it hits the Zapdos, so that's a big thing.
As long as it's a Trick Room.
It's a Trick Room. So
Finally sets out the Trick Room.
Arif here should be able to pick up the win here because the Metagross cannot take any more damage. It has only a sliver of HP left, and a Hyper Voice definitely picks out the KO on both Pokemon.
Yes, so yep, that's the game.
I suppose that is so. Once again, our our Artista Patan just teasing his fans, pretending as if he's going to lose, but actually like he had the game in the bag or in the dress of the Mega Gardevoir.
He's back onto the game. Right now Arif is actually on the 98 CP, I believe, and so even though if he won, he's still short 2 CPs left for the Pokemon World Championship invite.
And that means he just needs to play in one PC.
Yeah. But actually, like winning this regional secures you around $1,000.
Yeah.
And you will want
And an
$1,000.
invite, yeah, right.
And an invite. So
going for a Hyper Voice, definitely gonna pick up the KO. Arif here, Arif, easy, Artista Patan, Erzani Ramli, bringing it home for 3-0 in the Swiss rounds, beating Alistair Sandover. We congratulate him.
Congratulations to Arif. And actually, Alistair is playing a really good game. On the third game, his adjustments was really good.
Yeah, he made better. Okay, maybe in game 2 he could have played a little bit better. I would say that he was really fortunate with hitting the very strong Hyper Voices there. Single target, not Mega Evolved, a lot of different factors there. But he managed to turn it into his favor. And finally in game 3, I think that was his best game there. Yeah. He set up Trick Room at the perfect moment. He had the right calls with his Shadow Balls and maybe the Never Ending Nightmare was still a good decision.
It's still a good call because if he decides not to switch, you get something.
Yeah, you still get you get rid of the Mega Metagross, which is the most important part.
And also you get rid of the berry.
Yes.
Which usually you can't pick up one hit KO onto
other than maybe the knockoff on an already itemless Gastron. But either way, Shaggy, I'll hand it over to you to have our winners interview with none other than Arif Erzani Ramli. We will catch you in a moment.